Hello students, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to take NCERT reading of Living World. If you want note of this chapter, then join my Telegram channel, or if you want 2-page note for quick revision, then comment in the comment box. I will upload on my Telegram channel. Okay, let's begin the chapter. Diversity in the living world. Biology is the science of life form and living processes. The living world comprises an amazing diversity of living organisms. Early man could easily perceive the difference between inanimate matter and living organism. Early man defined some of the inanimate matter, wind, sea, fire, etc., and some among the animal and plant. A common feature of all such form of inanimate and animate object was sense of aware or fear that they evoked. The description of living organism include human being begin much later in human history. Societies which indulge in anthropocentric view of biology could register limited processes in biological knowledge. Systematics and monumental description of life form brought in out of necessity detailed system of identification, nomenclature, classification. The biggest spin-off of such study was the recognition of sharing of similarity among living organisms, both horizontally and ventrally, that all the present day living organisms are related to each other and also to all organisms that ever lived on earth, was a revealed which humbled man and led to culture movement for conservation of biodiversity. In the following chapter of this unit, you will get a description including classification of animal plant from a taxonomist perspective. Ernst Mayr, born on 5 July 1904 in Kempten, Germany. Ernst Mayr, the Harvard University evolutionary biologist who had been called Darwin of 20th century, was one of the 100 greatest scientists of all time. Mayr joined Harvard Faculty of Art and Science in 1953 and retired in 1975, assuming the title Alexander Agassiz Professor of Zoology Emeritus. Throughout his nearly 80-year career, his research spanned ornithology, taxonomy, geography, evolution, systematics, and the history and philosophy of biology. He almost single-handedly made the origin of species diversity the central question of evolutionary biology that it is today. He also pioneered the currently accepted definition of biological species. Mayr was awarded the three prizes widely regarded as the Triple Crown of the biology: the Belsen Prize in 1983, the International Prize for the Biology in 1994, and the Crawford Prize in 1999. Mayr died at the age of 100 in the year 2004. The living world. How wonderful is the living world? The wide range of living type is amazing. The extraordinary habitat in which we find living organisms, be it cold mountain, deciduous forest, ocean, freshwater lake, desert or hot spring, leave us speechless. The beauty of Galapines, horse of the migratory bird, the valley of flower, or the attacking shark evoked Eve and deep sense of wonder. The ecological conflict and cooperation among members of the population and among population of the community, or even the molecular traffic inside a cell, make us deeply reflected on what indeed is life. The question has two implicit questions within it. The first is technical one and seek answer to what living is as opposed to the non-living, and the second is philosophical one and seek answer to what the purpose of life is. As scientists, we shall not attempt answering the second question. We will try to reflect on what is living. Diversity in living world. If you look around you, you will see a large variety of living organisms, be it potted plant, insect, bird, or pet or other animal and plant. There are also several organisms that you cannot see with your naked eye, but they are all around you. If you were to increase the area that you make observation in, the range and varieties of the organism that you see would increase. Obviously, if you were to visit a dense forest, you would probably see a much greater number and the kind of living organism in it. Each different kind of the plant, animal, and organism that you see represent a species. The numbers of the species that are known and described range between 1.7 to 1.8 million. This refers to biodiversity or the number and type of organism present on the earth. We should remember here that as we explore new area and even old one, new organisms are continuously being identified. As stated earlier, there are millions of the plant and animal in the world. We know the plant and animal in our own area by their local name. This local name will vary from place to place, even within the country. Probably you would recognize the confusion that would be created if we did not find way and mean to talk each other to refer to the organism we are talking about. Hence, there is need to standardize the naming of living organism such that a particular organism is known by a same name all over the world. This process is called nomenclature. Obviously, nomenclature or naming is only possible when the organism is described correctly and we know to what organism the name is attached to. This is identification. In order to facilitate the study, number of scientists have established procedure to assign a scientific name to each known organism. This is acceptable to living this is acceptable to biologists all over the world. For the plant, scientific names are based on agreed principles and criteria which are provided in International Code for Botanical Nomenclature (ICBN). You may ask, how are animal named? Animal taxonomists have evolved International Code of Zoological Nomenclature (ICZN). The scientific name ensures that each organism has only one name. Description of any organism should enable the people in any part of the world to arrive at the same name. They also ensure that such a name has not been used for any other known organism. Biologists follow universal accepted principle to provide scientific name to the known organism. Each name has two components, the generic name and the specific epithet. This system of providing a name with two components is called binomial nomenclature. This naming system given by the Carl Linnaeus is being practiced by biologists all over the world. This naming system use a two-word format was found convenient. Let us take the example of mango to understand way of providing scientific name better. The scientific name of the mango is written as Mangifera indica. Let us see how it is binomial name. In this name, Mangifera represent the genus, while indica is particular species or a specific epithet. Other universal rule of nomenclature are as follows. Biological names are generally in Latin and written in italics. They are Latinized or derived from Latin irrespective of their origin. Second, the first word in a biological name represents the genus while the second component denotes the specific epithet. Both the word in biological name when handwritten are separately underlined or printed in italics to indicate their Latin origin. Fourth, the first word denoted the genus started with the capital letter while the specific epithet start with a small letter. It can be illustrated with the example of Mangifera indica. Name of the author appear after the specific epithet at the end of biological name and is written in an abbreviated form. Example Mangifera indica Linn. It indicates that this species was first described by Linnaeus. Since it is nearly impossible to study all the living organisms, it is necessary to diverse some means to make this possible. This process is classification. Classification is a process by which anything is grouped into convenient categories based on some easily observable character. For example, we easily recognize groups such as plant or animal or dog, cat or insect. The moment we use any of this term, we associate certain character with the organism in that group. What image do you see when you think of dog? Obviously, each one of us will see dog and not cat. Now, if we were to think of Einstein, we know what we are talking about. Similarly, such we were to say mammal, you would of course think of the animal with external ear and body hair. Likewise in plant, if we try to talk of the wheat, the picture in which our mind will be of wheat plant, not rice or any other plant. Hence all the dog, cat, mammal, wheat, rice, plant, animal, etc. are convenient category we use to study organism. The scientific term for this category is taxa. Here you must recognize that taxa can indicate categories at very different level. Plant also form a taxa. Wheat is also a taxa. Similarly, animal, mammal, dog are all taxa, but you know the dog is mammal and the mammal are animal. Therefore, animal, mammal, dog represent taxa at different level. Hence, based on the characteristics, all living organisms can be classified into different taxa. This process of classification is taxonomy, external and internal structure along with the structures of the cell, development process and ecological information of organism are essential and form the basis of modern taxonomic study. Hence, characterization, identification, classification, nomenclature are the processes that are basic to the taxonomy. Taxonomy is not something new. Human beings have always been interested in knowing more and more about the various kind of organism, particularly with the reference to their own use. In early days, human beings need to find source for their basic need of food, clothing, and shelter. Hence, the earliest classification were based on the use of various organisms. Human being were since long not only interested in knowing more about the different kind of the organism and their diversities, but also the relationship among them. The branch of study were referred to as systematics. The word systematics is derived from the Latin word systema, which means systematic arrangement of organism. Linnaeus used Systemic Naturae as the title of publication. The scope of systematic were later enlarged to include identification, nomenclature, and classification. Systematics take into account evolutionary relationship between organisms. Taxonomic category classification is not a single step process but evolve hierarchy of steps in which each step represents a rank or category. Since the category is a part of overall taxonomic arrangement, it is called the taxonomic category and all category together consist the taxonomic hierarchy. Each category referred to as unit of classification in fact represent a rank and commonly termed as taxon, plura, taxa. Taxonomic category and hierarchy can be illustrated by an example. Insect represent a group of organisms sharing common feature like three pair of joint leg. It means insects are recognizable concert object which can be classified, and thus we give a rank or category. Can you name other such group of organism? Remember, group represent category, category further denote rank. Each rank of taxon in fact represent a unit of classification. These taxonomic group category are distinct biological entity and not merely morphological aggregate. Taxonomical study of all known organisms had led to the development of common categories such as kingdom, phylum, or division for the plant, class, order, family, genus. Category further denote rank. Each rank or taxon in fact represent a unit of classification. These taxonomic group categories are distinct biological entity and not merely morphological aggregate. Taxonomical study of all known organisms have led to the development of common categories such as kingdom, phylum, division for the plant, class, order, family, genus, and species. All organisms, including those in the plant and animal kingdom, have species as the lowest category. Now, the question you may ask Now the question you may ask is how to place an organism in various category. The basic requirement is the knowledge of character of an individual or a group of organism. This help in identifying similarity and dissimilarity among the individual of same kind of organism as well as other kind of the organism. Species taxonomic study consider a group of individual organisms with a fundamental similarity as a species. One should be able to distinguish one species from the other closely related species based on a distinct morphological difference. Let us consider Mangifera indica, Solanum tuberosum, potato, and Panthera leo lion. All the three name indica tuberosum leo represent the specific epithet, while the first word Mangifera, Solanum, Panthera are genera and represent another higher level of taxon or category. Each genus may have one or more than one specific epithet representing different organism but having morphological similarity. For example, Panthera has another specific epithet called Tigris. Solanum include. Each genus may have one or more than one specific epithet representing different organisms but having morphological similarity. For example, Panthera has another specific epithet called Tigris. Solanum includes species like Nigrum and Melongena. Human being belong to species sapien, which is grouped in genus Homo. The scientific name thus for the human being is written as Homo sapien. Genus Genus comprises a group of related species which have more character in common in comparison to species of other genera. We can say that genera are aggregate of closely related species. For example, potato and brinjal are two different species but both belong to genus Solanum. Lion, Panthera leo, leopard, P. padres, tiger, P. tigris, with several common features, are all species of genus Panthera. These genus differ from another genus Felis, which include cat. Family. Next category, family has a group of related genera with still less number of similarity as compared to genus and species. Family are characterized on the basis of both vegetative and reproductive features of plant species. Among plant, for example, three different genera Solanum, Petunia, Dhatura are placed in family Solanaceae. Among animal, for example, genus Panthera comprises lion, tiger, leopard in put along with genus Felis cat in the family Felidae. Similarly, if you observe the features of cat and dog, you will find some similarities and some different as well. They are separated into two different family Felidae and Canidae. They are separated into two different families, Felidae and Canidae, respectively. Order. You have seen earlier that category like species, genus, families are based on the number of similar character. Generally, order and other higher taxonomic category are identified based on aggregate of character. Order being a high category is the assemblage of family which exhibit a few similar character. The similar character are less in number as compared to different genera included in a family. Plant family like Convolvulaceae, Solanaceae are included in the order Polymonales, mainly based on the floral character. The animal order Carnivora include family like Felidae, Canidae. Class. This category include related order. For example, order Primate comprising monkey, gorilla, gibbons is placed in class Mammalia along with order Carnivora that include animal like tiger, cat, dog. Class Mammalia has other order also. Phylum. Classes comprising animal like fish, amphibian, reptile, bird, along with mammal constitute the next higher category called the phylum. All these based on the common feature like presence of notochord, dorsal hollow nerve system are included in the phylum Chordata. In the case of plant, class with a few similar character are assigned to a higher category called division. Kingdom. All animals belong to various phyla are assigned to the highest category called kingdom Animalia. In the classification system of animal, the kingdom Plantae, on the other hand, is distinct and comprise all the plant for various division. Henceforth, we will refer to these two groups as animal and plant kingdom. The taxonomic category from species to the kingdom has been shown in ascending order starting with the species. These are broad category. However, taxonomists have also developed subcategories in this hierarchy to facilitate more sound and scientific place of various taxa. Look at the hierarchy in figure 1.1. Can you recall the basis of arrangement? Say, for example, as we go higher from the species to the kingdom, the number of the common characteristics goes on decreasing. Lower the taxa, more the characteristics that the member within the taxon share. Higher the category, greater is the difficulty of determining the relationship to the other taxa at the same level. Hence, the problem of classification become more complex. Indicate Table 1.1 indicate the taxonomic category to which some common organism like housefly, man, mango, wheat belong. Common name man, biological name Homo sapien, genus Homo, family Hominidia, order Primata, class Mammalia or division Chordata. Common name housefly, biological name Musca domestica, genus Musca, family Muscidia, order Diptera, class Insecta, phylum or division Arthropoda. Common name mango, biological name Mangifera indica, genus Mangifera, family Anacardiaceae, order Sapindales, class Dicotyledonea, phylum or division Angiospermia. Wheat, common name, biological name Triticum aestivum, genus Triticum, family Poaceae, order Poales, class Monocotyledonea, phylum division Angiospermia. Summary: the living world is rich in variety. Millions of the plant and animal have been identified and described, but a large number still remain unknown. The very range of organism in the term of size, color, habitat, physiological and morphological feature make us seek the defining characteristic of living organism. In order to facilitate the study of kind and diversity of organism, biologists have evolved certain rules and principles for identification, nomenclature, and classification of organism. The branch of knowledge dealing with this aspect is referred to as taxonomy. The taxonomic study of various species of plant and animal are useful in agriculture, forest, industry, and in general for knowing our bioresources and their diversity. The basis of taxonomy like identification, naming, classification of organism and universally evolved under international code based on the resemblance and distinct difference each organism is identified and assign a correct scientific biological name comprises two words as per the binomial system of nomenclature. An organism represent occupied a place or position in the system of classification. There are many categories, rank, which are generally referred to taxonomic category or taxa. All the category constitute a taxonomical hierarchy. Chapter end.